is Wednesday, December 11th. Let's do an update on the New Jersey drone UFO situation. Could it get any stranger? Well, according to Congressman Jeff Van Drew, he says, hold my beer, guys. I'm about to ramp the strangeness up to a gazillion. This guy is a dentist and somehow a congressman and also a complete idiot that no one should listen to, and he should be fired today. Went on Fox News and declared that these drones, and he would not cite his sources other than to say they're really important, smart people, that there is a mothership. He said the words, mothership parked off of our eastern coast that is Iranian, and Iran is launching all of these hyper sophisticated drones that are evading our jets, evading our radars, that have been flying over all of America and evidently the UK for months now, and that we have not taken a picture. We have not shot one down. We have not brought them down with all of our advanced anti-drone technology. We haven't done any of this stuff, yet the US government, according to this idiot, has known about all this for months. And we've just been watching it. And now he goes on Fox News and declares that we should start shooting these things down, even though he doesn't even know what these things are. But he did say multiple times that these are Iranian drones that come from an Iranian mothership that's parked off of our coast. This is all complete lies. He is trying to walk us into a world war, and we should not let him. People like him should be fired immediately and never given a microphone ever again. So that happened today. And that is bizarre. So then they pitched it to the Pentagon, and the Pentagon spokeswoman was like, yeah, no, that's not true. Like, that's just not a thing. I don't know who this guy is and why he's talking. But this guy is a congressman. This is insane. So what is happening here? Okay. This is what's called ontological shock. There's something called catastrophic disclosure. Okay, so basically when it comes to disclosure, which is basically this term given to like the government revealing to the public what they know about UFOs, extraterrestrials, exotic technology, that kind of stuff, it's called disclosure. And there's two types of disclosure. There is basically organized disclosure, and then there's catastrophic disclosure. And that basically means, catastrophic disclosure means that basically something forces our hand and we're not able to just do this slow drip, roll out like, oh, we'll just give the people some crumbs and tell them a little bit here and there, and over decades they'll get the big picture. That's what they're doing now. Well, catastrophic disclosure basically means that somebody else is like, this is not on your timetable anymore. We're going to fast forward a little bit. And then we're thrust into this new world, that Cliff Hyatt calls sci-fi world, this new world where the average person who maybe has never contemplated any of these things before is now all of a sudden face to face with the reality that, aliens exist, UFOs are real, our government's been hiding this stuff from us, that maybe we're not the alpha species on this planet, that maybe the origins of our entire Genesis story have been fabricated, and that basically everything you've been taught and, told your entire life is complete BS. And that people have known this and did not care, did not think that you were intellectually competent enough to be told these things throughout your entire life. And now all of a sudden, boom, here it all is, right? That seems to be kind of what's happening right now. Now, I have my theories. I'm not going to go into them in this video about who's doing this and why. But what's very, very clear is that the government has lost control of the situation, of the narrative, of the PR, of everything. They have lost complete control, and that we look like complete idiots to the rest of the world. Because let's go down the possible scenarios. If this is an adversary, if this was China, Russia, or Iran, then that means that our military and our, basically military industrial complex and our intelligence complex are so inept, so stupid, so behind the ball that for months and months and months, one of our biggest adversaries has been flying advanced technology over all of our restricted airspace with impunity, and we haven't done anything about it, and that we are basically paralyzed and helpless. That's scenario number one. That's terrible. That means that I want all these people fired and I want all of my tax money back because they have completely wasted everything, okay? And everybody out there should be outraged and should be demanding the tops of all of these people to be fired and stop paying your taxes. That's what I would say right off the top, okay? That's scenario number one. Scenario number two is that this is us. This is our military, deep projects, black projects, testing out their exotic weapons and that kind of stuff. And doing it over residential areas, ruining people's lives, making everyone scared, adding all this anxiety to people's lives right around the holidays, doing this just to test out their little fancy machinery and lying about it to our faces. And in that case, I would still want all the people fired and want my tax money back, okay? That's very rational. Scenario number three is where it gets a little tricky. Scenario number 3 is, this is not us. This is not our adversaries. This is not what we would call human technology. It might be a mixture, meaning like we obviously are sending up our drones and our helicopters and stuff to try to figure out what all of this stuff is, right? So in the air, there's a mixture of things. You have regular drones, you have police and military drones and helicopters and planes and stuff. And then we obviously seem to have something else. Now it's that something else that people can't figure out what that something else is. And that's where I think that someone is speeding up our disclosure process. They're throwing something into the mix that is basically getting all these people to like step on themselves to try to explain what this is and what's going on, because everyone is being asked questions. So now they've been avoiding this for months. Okay, this is not a new phenomenon, but they've been avoiding it for decades, but specifically for months in this specific scenario. And now all of a sudden they're getting microphones put in their face. They're being called in front of, panels and stuff, and they're like being forced to explain. And they're like, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. So this is what catastrophic disclosure is, and this is what ontological shock is. Ontological shock is essentially when you're in this shock state because what you thought was reality, you're just all of a sudden that comes to an end in real time, and you go into shock because you don't know where to go next. Like all the things that you thought were real and reality and the way that the world worked and the way that, reality worked and everything, all that stuff crumbles down and you're left sitting there scrambling. And that's the shock part. You're like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain this. I don't know where this came from. I don't know how to make sense of this. I don't know what to do. We don't have protocols for this. We don't have a playbook for this. I can't ask anybody because that guy over there that I normally ask, he doesn't know. And then everyone starts freaking out, and that's ontological shock. And that's caused by catastrophic disclosure. That's what makes it catastrophic. The biggest concern is that all these people that are going through this shock right now are also somehow appointed to the most powerful military in the history of our known world. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to extrapolate out from there like where this could go terribly wrong. Okay, so that's the biggest concern. I'm not near as concerned about the unidentified craft that are buzzing around. They seem to be pretty benevolent. And in all of my research, I've been into this for years. I've been trying to get people to slowly wake up to this because I knew this day was coming and I didn't want it to be a shock, So it's weird and it's going to get weirder. There's no way around it because people aren't ready. Okay. If everyone was ready, if we hadn't been lied to for the last 100 years, then it wouldn't be this way. But this is the situation we're in. We've been lied to for at least 100 years. I mean, for the entire existence of modern humans we haven't, but at least 100 years we've been severely lied to and manipulated. And they were just doing it hoping that there was never going to be a day where they had to tell the truth. And I think that day where they have to tell the truth is rapidly approaching. That's my take. Let me know what you think. Hope everyone has a beautiful day. Peace.